Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Josh. Josh is from Toronto in Canada. So let's see what Josh has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hi,
Hello.
how's it going?
Hello Josh, I'm very well. How are you doing today?
Good, nice to meet you.
You too, nice to meet you too. Thanks so much for taking the time today and sorry I'm a bit late, sorry.
No worries, it's all good.
So how's your day been so far?
I'm just working from home. I'm very lucky to have a remote job. And tomorrow I'm going to a conference downtown Toronto. So it's like a little staycation for me. You get to stay in a hotel. Then I'm heading to Montreal for the weekend.
Amazing. So you are from Toronto?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto. Have you been to Toronto before?
I have actually. The first time I went to Canada, my best friend, he lives in Montreal. And yes, and I've been the first time I went to Canada in 2016. I explored Toronto, Niagara Falls, and all this area there. And yeah, I've been 3 times to Canada. Actually, last Christmas I was in Canada, but I just managed to stay in Montreal because, as you know, the lockdown it happened on New Year's Eve. So I didn't do much, but it was my first Christmas, white Christmas. So for me, it was amazing.
Yeah, I like white Christmas Eve. Like January and February, I get kind of sick of the snow, but it's Canada. It's cold everywhere.
And Toronto is the place where you were born and raised?
I was raised in Calgary, actually. Born in Calgary, and then I lived in Vancouver for a bit, and then I moved to Toronto. And so far, Toronto's my favorite of the 3.
I see.
It feels like home.
I see. And what do you do for a living, Josh?
I do marketing for a staffing firm.
So tell me a little bit about your job.
I do pretty much the content writing for the app that we're putting out for the staffing company. So social media, email marketing, and then outside of work, I also dabble in fashion. I love fashion.
That's why I was checking your profile. I could see so many outfits that you were wearing. Amazing.
Mhm.
And
And
how?
you're in
Sorry?
London, correct?
Yes, I'm based in London. Yes, I've been in London for the last almost 18 years now. I left Brazil when I was 19, so it's been a long time. I was living in Portugal, but
Yeah.
I've been in England for the last almost 20 years. And have you been in London before?
I have great times, and I would love to live in London one day and do fashion in London. I think that's like the ultimate goal.
I see. Never know. Next time when you come, let me know. We can go out
Sure.
and I can show a little bit of London that tourists they never seen. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I would love that. I would love that.
Josh, before we start our journey, William and the Magic Box, would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Interesting about myself. I don't know. I don't like to think of myself as more interesting than any other person. I just really like creating costumes and transforming with fashion. So I think that's it.
That's very interesting for sure.
Skills. Like I'm not a mathematician, I'm not a physicist, so I just like putting crazy stuff on my body and seeing what people react with.
Amazing. Right. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Sure. Yeah.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it. Okay, Josh, before we start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? All very friends.
Okay.
First question for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
London.
That was a very quick answer.
I have a bit of a plan right now. I want to stay in Toronto for a bit, do my career here, build networks. There's a lot more networks with London and the UK and Toronto. And then, eventually get out of Canada and explore the world.
And how did you start your, let's say, fascination about London? And what do you like the most about the city?
I'm a big city person, so for me, Toronto makes sense. It's the biggest city in Canada. It's very multicultural, but London's even bigger than Toronto. So for me, it's like kind of like I'm going from nesting dolls from like Vancouver to Toronto to London. And I would like to live in Canada when I'm older, but there's so much of the world to see. And what I love about London is that it's so diverse and it's pretty much the entire world is in the city. And it's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, London is very diverse. It's impossible not to just go around the corner and see something that's gonna catch your eye, something interesting, creativity. There's always something different for you to appreciate and to go like to give ideas as well. There's always something out there.
Yeah.
For sure. Next question. Let's do it. Next question is, if you could spend an entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
Oh, my mom. And I already do. My mom lives in Toronto as well. Like, we go for walks pretty much every week. And we bicker and argue, but we still love each other. And whenever I move to a new city, she kind of follows me. So she's also being like, oh, London. Okay, I love London. But we don't live together. We live in like separate apartments. And that's how we stay close.
Oh, that's sweet. And do you have siblings as well?
Yeah, I have a sister out in Vancouver.
As I can see how much you are, how close you are to your mom, what's the biggest similarity between both of you and what's the biggest difference?
Similarity, I think we're both very stubborn, which can mean that we butt heads sometimes, but it also means that we also see eye to eye in a lot of things because we're stubborn and passionate about what we believe in. I think the difference is I'm a lot more expressive than my mom. My mom's a lot more shy, and she's a lot more organized than I am. Whenever she comes over, she's like, "You need to do your laundry now." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should."
And through your career in fashion, she always supported you.
Yes, and I came out as gay when I was 15, and she's always been very supportive. So I was very lucky in that regard.
And the day when you came out, as you came out very young, did something happen or you just felt like, okay, that's the day when I'm going to be my true self, if you can share?
I just always knew, even as a kid. I grew up with the internet, so I was able to access a lot of representation that I think a lot of people who are older than me didn't have. It still wasn't as much as we have right now, but I just always looked up to like gay role models, and I knew in my heart of heart that I had to be true to myself even at a young age. And I don't know if you know Calgary, but it is a more conservative city. We kind of call it the Texas of Canada. And I was like the only gay kid in high school, but I wasn't gonna let anyone bully me or make me feel different. So I was like, I'm gay, but I'm not gonna be treated differently than anyone else. And a lot of people respected me for that. And actually, I was pretty popular in high school.
Wow. Very good. Next one. Let's do it. Josh, before the next one, tell me what you like the most about your job. What's the most joy part of it? And of course, there's always a challenging part. What that would be?
I think just the amount of freedom they allow me. I get to work from home. I get to bring my full self to the table. I can present pretty much any ideas I have, and they're pretty open-minded about it. I think the challenging part of it is just it's a staffing company, so it's constantly there's something constantly happening, and there's no real breaks when it comes to recruitment. And some people can see that recruitment is kind of boring, but I don't know. I like having like my my job, and then my passions kind of separate, because when you combine them together, it can be challenging.
All right. Next question is, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
I think just go for walks by myself. I was a very imaginative child. I would just kind of like create worlds in my head and scenarios. I'm a writer by trade, so I would write a lot as a kid. And I think just like going off into the wilderness and allowing my mind to imagine whatever situation that I could think of really allowed me as an adult to come up with like fantasy scenarios. Yeah, I was a very introverted kid, so I didn't have much friends, but I liked it because it allowed me to really create a world that I think I still use as a 25-year-old.
Amazing. Good one. Next question. Let's do it. All right. Next question for you is, do you have a unique ability that you think no one has or you never met before?
I don't know about that. I think pretty much there's no such thing as a completely original idea. I think my ability is that I can take bits and pieces of creative things that other people have done and make it my own. And I always try to put my own perspective into it. But I would never say that like I have an original idea or that I'm more talented than other people. Because for example, I love fashion, but I don't sew. Like most of my, if I'm creating something, a lot of it is like through hot glue or getting people to make me something. But you know, if I'm doing like like a concept, like for example, for Pride, I did this kind of like futuristic Dua Lipa Chromatica look where I had like big shoulder pads and I had like spikes on my hands and stuff and crystals everywhere. Like I don't think that what I did was that different from other people. And if I had more resources, it'd probably be better and bigger. But I got a lot of positive feedback from people because it was really it was well thought out, and I just had a lot of joy. Like there's a lot of joy in it. And it was really uncomfortable to wear because it was like 40 degrees in Toronto during Pride. But pain is beauty, and the reaction I get from other people is why I like to put on these costumes.
And saying that, how did you start your passion about fashion? How everything started, and what is your big inspiration for your costumes when you create them? There's a unique inspiration, or you kind of go around and see what's happening?
I think it started as a kid when I was just constantly role-playing as characters and making these fantasy scenarios. I always knew it was very different from other kids, and it allowed me to kind of connect with other people because I would put on these performances and shows. I was very expressive, and I always just like dressing up. It was always like a big part of how I could communicate to other people. Not necessarily drag, like I never wanted to like dress up as a girl, but kind of like in a male way, you know. And I think for me, when I'm like coming up with ideas, a lot of it comes from a song. Like I'll listen to a song and be like, okay, like think about the music video for the song. What would you wear if you were in that music video? Like I did a Y2K look and I was listening to a lot of like Gwen Stefani and music from the 2000s. And I was just like, just picture yourself as like some person in Y2K, like wearing Ed Hardy and bandanas everywhere, and how tacky the clothing was back then. And even though it's completely back now, and transform into that character. I also did a merman look for my birthday last year, which is a lot of fun because I've always wanted to be a merman. And I was just like flopping around the beach in Vancouver during the pandemic. And I got everyone to like circle around me and be like, what the hell's going on here? And yeah, it's just, I really liked, it's my way to perform and my way to like feel creative. And it doesn't cost that much money, so.
Actually, yeah. I saw your picture, you dressing up as a mermaid with two guys. Yeah. I was like, wow, that's amazing. You were the one who created the costume.
Pardon?
You're the one who creates your costume.
I piece it together, yeah. So pretty much it's all just like me spending hours online piecing together different costumes. I'm currently learning how to sew because I would love to like advance my skills right now. But yeah, a lot of it's just like through my 9-to-5 job that allows me to afford my passions.
Next question, Josh. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me what you like the most about living in Toronto, and also tell me how is being gay in Toronto. Is the community, a gay community, supportive? Do you feel safe? It's great to be gay, or it can be challenging?
I love living in Toronto. It's my third city now that I've lived in, third in Canada. What I love about it is that it's the biggest city in Canada, and it's statistically the most diverse city in the world. 52% of residents here are not from Toronto, so I can hop from one street to another and be in a completely different world, it seems like. Like there's little Tibet, there's Greek town, there's little Italy, Koreatown, two Chinatowns, Japantown. Like it's all just like a hodgepodge of different cultures here. The weather isn't the best, but summer in Toronto is pretty wonderful. And being gay in Toronto, like any city, there are conservative pockets, but I feel like this is probably the safest place in Canada to be gay. It has the largest pride in Canada. And I feel like out of Calgary, Vancouver, and Toronto has probably the most collective gay community out of the three. Like I feel very welcomed here. And I feel like I could be myself here and not feel judged by other gays. Where in Vancouver, I made a lot of friends in Vancouver, but I felt very excluded from the gays there because it was mostly catered towards just outdoorsy gays who were kind of excluded. And then I'm coming in like as a merman and stuff and like these crazy costumes, and people are like, how do you hike in that? Because Vancouver's right by the mountains, so it's like very hiking culture. And it's great if you love that, but if you're more artistic and different, it's very othering. So I feel like I can be myself in Toronto, and I really love it here.
Amazing, very good. Next question for you is, what's your idea of a perfect friendship?
Perfect friendship. I think one that can last through the years. You know, I have friends from Calgary that I haven't really spoken to in a while, but when we do meet, it's like time hasn't passed. And we're supporting each other from the sidelines. And it doesn't mean that we constantly have to be in each other's lives, but we're still there for each other. You know, like I don't like codependency with friendships. I don't think that I need my friends to be happy. I feel like they add to my life. And I like friends that are also very self-sufficient, but they want me in their life because I add something to it. And yeah, I've always been very comfortable with being alone. I think because I was really bullied as a kid with groups, it's challenging for me to feel like I'm a part of a group dynamic. But at this age, like I have a really good group of friends in Toronto. I have good friends in Vancouver, and I have good friends in Calgary. So I'm very lucky to say that like I feel like I have friends all over the country, and eventually I'll have friends in London.
Very good. Next question, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Next one. Okay, Josh, from Toronto in Canada. Next question for you is, when was the last time that you laughed so hard that you couldn't stop?
Can I be like frank with you?
Can be anything.
It was like last weekend. Me and my sister who was listening, we saw Gaga. And then after the concert, we went to this club, and I had like this crazy claw thing on my hand, and then she put it on her hands. And I might have been on some drugs, but it just made me really laugh because my sister's very silly, and my sister knows how to make me laugh more than anyone else. Yeah, my sister and Gaga and being on drugs. I think that will make you laugh.
Your sister, she's younger or older than you?
She's older.
And she's back in Vancouver, living in Vancouver.
She's back in Vancouver, but she's moving here to be with family.
Wow. Are you guys very close?
Yeah, we are close. We're different, but we're very close.
Let's see. Next one. Let's do it. All right. Next question for you is, what does success mean to you?
What does success mean to me? I feel like having an impact on people's lives, feeling like you've influenced someone. You know, for me, it's like money comes and goes, and obviously I would love to make a lot of money, but that isn't the end goal, because like at a certain point, money doesn't add happiness to you. But like I have people come up to me all the time and are like, "You inspire me to be myself." Um, Coming out as gay really young, I had people be like, "Because you were so out in school, I felt like I could come out as well," or just like because I feel so. They're like, because of your bravery with like how you dress up. Even for me, it's just like dressing up like an idiot. They find it really inspiring. So I feel like when I can inspire other people and leave an impact on people's lives, then I feel successful.
You believe that happiness it's a choice?
It's a choice, but you have to fight for it, and you have to work for it. It's not something that you can just switch on and off. I spent a lot of my life being unhappy, and I don't think it's also, it's never like a destination that you're just gonna be at. I think there's beauty in unhappy feelings. I think there's beauty in anger and sadness and fear and whatever. It's just utilizing them and not letting them control you. I feel like I'm at the happiest place in my life right now, just because I worked really hard to move to Toronto. I worked really hard to build a job here and to feel accepted in the community. But it's work. It's not something that you just get like that. And I'm also very lucky. I'm very lucky in a lot of ways.
I believe that happiness, it comes with work, with, you know what I mean? It's not like you're never going to be happy all the time. You need to make it happen. You need to put your effort on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I believe. Happiness, it's a choice, but you need to be up for it. You know what I mean? You need to understand that happiness is not gonna knock your door. Go like, okay, you're gonna be happy now. It's a work in yourself. That's work in your life. That's all gets together to make you happy.
Exactly. Yes.
So, next question for you. Let's do it. Right, let's say now I've been to Toronto, but people watch the interview, never been to Toronto before. Let's see, what would be your advice, or what would you take? What's the place it's a must to visit for the first time in Toronto?
Well, obviously the CN Tower, but you're going to see it everywhere you go because it's the tallest building in North America. I don't know. I think there's a lot of great restaurants, like go to Little Italy. I think Toronto has some of the best Italian food in North America. It's a foodie city, so if you love foods from all over the world, you're gonna love it here. It really depends on the season as well. Like you can go ice skating in winter, but I strongly suggest you come to Toronto in the summer. That's when it's like a vibe. Pride in Toronto was something I've never experienced in my life before. It's the second largest Pride in North America. It was bonkers. I lost my voice for a week after Pride. It was just insane. Like
it's for gay guys. What's the place that is a must to go? Like for the nights out or bars, or what is a must?
We have our little strip called Church Street, which I live right beside. I had to live in the village when I moved here. I'm not going to live anywhere else. We have Woody's, which is like a really old bar. It's we like to make fun of Woody's, but I love it. I think it's really charming. It's all like sailor themed and stuff, and it's in a house, but it's a club. It's like a nightclub in a house, which I think is really cool. There's always drag shows going on. Everyone's really friendly. I've just had a lot of like wild nights at Woody's. There's Cruise and Tangos, which is the drag bar right beside the street. So if you like drag, definitely go to Cruise and Tangos. There's like a lot of like little bars like around church. Then there's the Black Eagle, which is our leather bar. So if you're into like leather and more like risque stuff, go to the Black Eagle.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Next question for you is, what's your parents did in the past that always comforts your heart?
I grew up with a single mother, so just how much she did to keep us alive. She worked 2 jobs. We had to like hop to a lot of different houses. We grew up pretty poor because she had to like work by herself. So just like looking back at all the sacrifices she made, to take care of her kids, like that is a constant reminder of like how lucky I am. Yeah, and just how accepting she was of me coming out. You know, like me being gay, even with an accepting parent, it's still not easy. But I felt like she really helped me navigate that. Um, yeah, I think she's a really good mom. She's not perfect, no mother is, but I think I'm very lucky with her.
What's her name?
Her name is Tanya.
Your son is very proud of you. I'm sure you are smiling right now. Watch this interview for sure.
She's probably checking why we're watching it.
3 questions left for you. Okay, Josh, let's do it. All right, next question is, what is the craziest or the silliest thing that you ever posted online on social media?
I feel like everything I post is like the silliest thing to other people because I don't take social media too seriously, especially because I do it as a job. So my personal accounts are just pretty wild and I kind of just say whatever I want. Maybe that's not a good thing, but it hasn't stopped me yet. I don't know. I just kind of like to make fun of social media in a lot of ways and how seriously we take it. Like if people are always like, oh, I don't want to post that because I don't know what people are going to think about it. I just post it, no one cares. Like everyone's just scrolling through it, you know? Yeah. And the things that are really out there and weird, that's what makes people stop and interact with it. So I don't know. I just think I have fun with social media.
And which platform do you use the most?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. With all my thirst traps and yeah.
Cool. 2 questions left for you. Let's do it. Right, before the next one, when I was checking your profile, as I could see, you have different outfits, different ways of looking, expressing yourself. If you could pick one, which one is your favorite for some reason, because it's special or there is something behind? Which one would be and why?
I don't know, because I just love like the characters I have for each of them and just how they make me feel. It's a hard question. I don't know. I really like the Pride look that I did this year. It was a lot of work, but I think it really paid off. You know, I had a lot of people taking my photo. I had White Claw. Like White Claw was a sponsor at this event, the fizzy drink, and they were like, "We want to take your photo and stuff." So I was this professional photographer. I don't know where those photos are, but like it felt really fun. Yeah, and unfortunately, like the entire outfit broke after, but it launched in my memory forever.
All right. Next question for you is, tell us something that you have done that you feel very proud of yourself.
I think just moving to Toronto, you know, like I lived in Vancouver for 5 years and I felt in my gut that it was time to move on. And I didn't want to be that person that just complains about a city, you know, because there are people that do like Vancouver, and that's completely fair. And I think, you know, like when you live in a city that you don't really like, you either should learn to live with it or you should leave. And I chose to leave because I wanted the experiences and opportunities Toronto could give me. So I spent 4 months interviewing as many jobs as I could in Vancouver on top of having a regular job. And on top of it, like being COVID and, you know, making sure that I can still live in Vancouver during that time period. I spent 4 months doing nonstop interviews until I got this job that I have now. I moved here not really knowing anyone, but in the time that I moved here April 1st, so the time that I've been here, I met so many awesome people. I really feel like I'm part of the community. I like my job. I like where I live. I'm very lucky, you know. I worked really hard for it. So even with all the challenges of living in a big city, you know, it's expensive and the weather, I still think I did that.
Amazing.
I got up and I moved to a new city, and if anything, it just taught me that I could do that anywhere in the world if I wanted to.
Amazing. 2 questions left for you. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Josh from Toronto. Next question for you is, what is the funniest gift have you ever received?
Funniest gift I've ever received. I think when I came out as gay, a friend of mine got me this pickle shaped popsicle, and I was only 15 because it's like dick shaped, so. And it tasted like a pickle. It was nice. It was fun.
Do you still have it?
No, I sucked it off years ago.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the last question, let's see, people watch the interview. Would you like to start a career in fashion or to create outfits like you do? You know what I mean? Like to express themselves. What would be your best piece of advice?
Don't take it too seriously. It's just fashion. That's the fun of it, honestly. Like, I see people all the time making fun of like, high-end fashion shows, and they'll have like a Windex on their head and be like, I'm a model. That's what fashion is. It's literally just making fun in light of what we can put on our bodies and what looks good. It's an art form. So just don't take it too seriously. And don't be a label whore. Who cares what labels, honestly? Just wear what feels good on your body and have fun with it.
Totally agree. I think fashion is about for you to express yourself, and actually there are no rules about fashion. There are no rules. That's the best thing of it, because you can create things that it can be such a, a remarkable thing that people, they appreciate that, and they can always inspire as well. So there are no rules. Express yourself, be yourself. That's the best part of being fashion, I believe.
Yeah.
Last question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would that be and why?
Oh, funny question, because I've been thinking about this a lot, because I'm 25, which is not old in any way, but I do feel like I'm entering my mid-20s, and I'm like, oh, I'm so old, blah, blah, blah. Like, I got a lot of life ahead of me, but I don't know, I would love to just stay as 25. I feel like a lot more confident than I was in my early 20s, but I still like being young. But I don't know, I also don't fear aging. A lot of my friends are in their 30s and 40s, and their life has just gotten better. And I feel like my life is going to get better as I age.
Age for you is just a number, or sometimes you catch yourself thinking about aging like it's a difficult thing, in your opinion?
Obviously, like, change is inevitable, and there are things about aging that that's uncomfortable. Like, I don't really believe that, as you get older, you have to move to the suburbs or have kids or, not go out as much. I don't agree with that, because my mom is 49 and she lives downtown Toronto and she's having a great time. I think you can do whatever you want no matter what age you are. And I just try to live in the present. I have no idea. I had no idea I was going to move to Toronto this time last year, So I'm just enjoying my age right now.
Amazing. Very good. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game.
Okay.
Money. One word for money.
Gain.
Say again?
Gain.
Okay. Family. Yeah, I got it. Family.
Trust.
Love.
Sacrifice.
Life.
Death.
One word for sex.
Life.
Politics.
Reflections.
Religion.
Delusion.
Fear.
Opportunity.
Friendship.
Compassion.
Desire.
Fire.
Ooh. Regrets.
Regret. Past.
Success.
Fulfillment.
Wish.
Wish.
Yep. Wish.
I would say ambition.
Happiness.
Peace.
One word for Vancouver.
For Vancouver, I would say it's a couple words. I would say it's like adolescent. I feel like it's my adolescence in life.
One word for Toronto.
I would say it's maturity. Me becoming.
Canada. One word.
Haven.
And the last one now, fashion. One word.
Expression.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, tell me the most beautiful thing about Josh, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What should you say?
Oh, you're putting me in so many role-playing right now. I would say my mom definitely admires just how fearless I am. And she's always is like, most people are not like this, you know, like I'm not like this at all. The fact that you can just walk down the street wearing whatever you want and you're still able to like afford your lifestyle and you can still take care of yourself. Like not many people can do that. But I think she would encourage me to hear other people more and to not react so emotionally to certain things just because I am very passionate about the things that I do love. And when people attack them or when they have like negative opinions of the things that I love, I can take it pretty personally. So I think my mom is always just like, it's okay, relax.
Good one, very good. Let's play now, Josh, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But hey, Josh, you can ask me a question now.
What have you learned from doing this?
Good question. But in this spot now, what I've learned doing the magic box, I think that the most thing that I've learned is that all of us, we are so different, literally different, but at the same time as well, we are very similar. I think we have a lot of things in common. You live your life, but at the end of the day, I think we are very similar. Everyone has this way of living life very similar to any other person around the world. And that's what I've learned. At the same time, we are so different, very, very different people, but at the same time as well, we are very, very similar. And that's what I've learned through those interviews with people around the world. And when they share their lives, their memories, their desires, their weakness, there's always something connect with other people as well. And I think that's the similarity and the difference. They walk together. I think they're all in the same level. That's what I've learned. Connect with people around the globe for sure. Good question. I love it.
That's great.
Josh, did you enjoy the interview?
I did. It was fun. I love being interviewed. You have a very bright presence. You have a very white smile. You have a great smile. That's what I noticed when I was watching your videos. So
thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time for the interview today. It's been a pleasure. But before you go, if you can share a positive message, something that you live by.
Honest, I was like racking my brain for a quote, and this one's popped up into my head randomly. It's from Diana Freeland, who is the chief editor of Vogue. And she says, I loathe narcissism. Vanity, I'm okay with. And I think that just really reflects my philosophy. I loathe narcissism. I love people that just think about themselves. But to take care of yourself and to take care of your appearance and to express yourself, I'm okay with that.
Amazing. Very good. Just was a pleasure. So I see you soon in London. And next time when I come to Canada to see my best friends, I'll say hello to you. You'll come say hello, okay?
Perfect.
Take care. Take so much and enjoy your day. Bye, Josh. Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.